You're listening to WRUULP, Savannah, Georgia, 107.5 FM, WRUU.org. We are Savannah Soundings, community radio with global soul.
Check, check, 1, 2. Look like a little country, some rock and roll and blues, 'cause we sure love playing for good people like you. Let me know if you can hear me. Check, check, 1, 2.
Welcome to Music Local and Sustainable, the radio show that features discussions with and the music of local musicians. I am your host, Dave Lake. Tonight, we are talking with Britt Scott. In addition, we're joined by the fabulous guitarist Ethan Stewart. You may know Britt as part of the band American Hologram, but tonight we'll be talking with her about her rising stature as a singer-songwriter. Welcome, Britt Scott.
Thank you.
And welcome, Ethan Stewart.
Thank you.
Well, why don't we start with a song?
Sure. Let's start with Gone.
Haunted becomes haunted. Hold my hand and pray with me that we'll have eternity to live and laugh again someday. Once you reach heaven's gate, once you reach heaven's gate, wait for the sun. Soon it will be dawn. Wait for the sun. Soon I will be gone. One thing that I know is true. Enjoy the life given to you. Choice I made I can't undo, even if I wanted to. In the dark I could not see the light that you had given me. I'm sorry if I left too soon. Know that I love you too. Know that I love you too. Wait for the sun. Soon it will be dawn. Wait for the sun. Soon I will be gone. Wait for the sun. Soon it will be dawn.
So what does that song mean to you?
That is a song that I wrote last year. A friend of mine passed away, and it started out more as a grieving song, and I kind of wrote it from like our perspective as his friends and loved ones that he left behind, and then it sort of became more of a personal process for me as far as like not writing it to play out. It was just sort of a way for me to process what had happened. And I have really vivid dreams, and I usually try to dream journal a lot, and he came to me in a dream several times and would talk to me and essentially tell me that he wanted to come back but he couldn't, and that this was the decision that was made. And so it ended up becoming more of a switch perspective, and so I decided to write it from his perspective as a song to us. That was a kind of a transition for me even in songwriting, was to try to write it from someone else's perspective other than mine. So it's very personal.
Well, particularly the line, "Choice I made can't be undone."
Yeah. It was a suicide. I think that's one of the hardest deaths to kind of wrap your mind around. Someone choosing to do that, especially at a young age.
Did most of your songs come out of your personal experiences?
They do. As of now. As I move along further, I'm trying to write more kind of outside of my own world, but I guess kind of when you're getting started, they always say, write what you know, so got to start somewhere.
Why don't you trace for us your musical journey?
I actually started singing and dancing and acting in high school. I went to a school in Virginia, the Governor's School for the Arts, which was a lot like the Fame High School. Studied music. I did that, and I sang in a couple bands locally and tried to write, but I didn't play any instruments at the time, so it was a little dependent on guitar players or other people. But after that, I stopped playing music, and I went to art school at SCAD. Studied graphic design. I still do that as well. And so I sort of stopped playing music or singing really, years, maybe 8 years. And then about 5 years ago, I moved in with some girls I met on Facebook. Really got to know them very well. They were very creative, and one was a dancer, and she had this, actually I have the guitar in the other room, this Gretsch guitar very similar to this, the one I'm playing now, and it had cowgirls on it, and it says Wild Wild West. And she had never played it. It was just sitting, her dad gave it to her as a gift, and she didn't really have an interest in actually playing, but had it just to keep. And so I went in there, I was like, hey, I'm going to borrow this. All right. And so I kind of learned some chords on YouTube and played that every day. At the time I was going through a breakup, classic story. So I had some things to get out, and I used that to kind of write some angry songs. They were probably pretty horrible, the first ones, but my roommates were awesome. They put up with me singing the same thing over and over and over in the next room. And eventually I just kind of started playing out at open mics and gradually got gigs. I started working at the House of Matahari as a singer. And then through open mics, I met Christina Parker and Anna Chandler, who are members of Lovely Locks. So we formed that band and started playing out. Then fast forward a few years later, I also met Craig Tanner and Eric Britt, and we formed American Hologram. And that's one of the bands I'm still playing with now. And then kind of more recently, Craig wrote a song for me, which we've yet to finish, but we will. It's going to be called Diving Bell, and it's going to be the title track off an EP I'm going to release, planning on next January 2017. Writing with him really kind of inspired me to get back into writing solo material, or at least I'm always writing, so I have a lot of material that doesn't fit with the band. Like, it doesn't have that group mentality. It's very personal, about love, relationships, rather than like American Hologram has a little more of a political, social slant to a lot of the songs. It's a little more group encompassing, while these are definitely more of me and my persona as a single woman.
What performers or songwriters do you find inspiring?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm a big Patty Griffin fan, definitely. I also admire that she started her career later than usual, and that her first big album, they had a bunch of production on it, and they eventually were like, you know what, just strip it down to guitar and your voice, like let that shine through. I also, right now, I'm really obsessed with Sia. She's a pop songwriter. She just dropped a new album, but she also has written for tons of people like Britney Spears, and I just like that she's able to write for other people in that way, but also write for herself. And a couple of the tracks on her newest album she wrote for the Adele album, but they didn't work out for whatever reason, and so she decided to still release it herself, which I think is great. And also her songs are still very pop oriented, but have a lot of content behind it in words that a lot of pop music normally wouldn't use. Like, it's a little more deep and kind of complicated. Those are two people definitely that I'm inspired by on a daily basis.
So would you like to play another song?
I'd love to. Seriously.
What?
Will you take this seriously? So this song is called Take This Seriously, which I love saying because it's the way I can introduce the song is by telling Ethan to take it seriously. This is one of the earlier songs that I've written. This is a post-breakup song.
But this is not among those very angry songs.
This is more of a desperation type of song. Because it is a post-breakup song, but it's more... Imagine having someone in your life that has dealt with substance abuse. It's like our way of kind of reaching back out to them and saying, it's essentially saying, please take this seriously. Like, this is not just your life, it's affecting our lives as well. So, I wouldn't say angry, more desperate.
Instead of facing reality, you ran and hid from the crowd. You claim to see where we ought to be. Do you see where you are now? I know you're still unhappy, though you claim it has changed, and now you're pleading insanity. But do you think the drugs be the ones to blame? Do you think the drugs could be the one? I'm begging, please, take this seriously. In case you're unsure what we're crying for, no, it's not just your life anymore. Your mother cries for you every day as she waits for your call, waits for your call, hopes and prays she'll hear you say, "You fixed me, it was nothing at all." Your newfound friends think you finally figured out where you belong. They believe in your epiphany, but I think that they're wrong. I know that they're wrong. I'm begging, please, take this seriously. In case you're unsure what we're crying for, no, it's not just your life anymore. You said you knew it would end up this way, so why don't you stop it
So it's not too late to reincarnate your life.
Change your life, turn your life around. I think sometimes, like I said kind of before, that the song is kind of referencing substance abuse, and when you're going through things like that, it's sometimes that there's no turnaround, or they've lost hope, but you can still change things.
But in this case, the person hadn't gone far enough down that track, so it was not irreversible.
Correct.
So did they turn their life around?
They did.
I just want to remind everybody, too, that the backup singing was done by Ethan Stewart. You often don't hear him singing, and he has a very good voice.
Speaking of that, I would love to do this duet with Ethan so you can hear his beautiful voice.
Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head.
Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize.
I can't make you love me if you don't. You can make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I'll feel the power, but you won't.
No, you won't.
I can't make you love me if you don't. I'll close my eyes, then I won't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me.
Morning will come, and I'll do what's right. Just give me till then to give up this fight.
I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I feel the power, but you won't.
No, you won't.
I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I feel the power, but you won't.
No, you won't.
But you won't.
No, you won't.
I can't make you love me if you don't.
go cry now.
I can see why you wanted to do that. That's beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
One thing I like about singing with Ethan, I love singing with different people and like seeing, music is communication, and just seeing how it changes, the same song even, singing with different people. One thing I found when singing with Ethan is it seems very equal when we harmonize, like not like one person's leading the other, almost like it's very give and take, which I found very interesting. I don't know if I've actually had that before, singing with someone.
Thank you.
The singing as well as the guitar playing with it just like bumps it up so much and fills it out. And then you wrote like the bridge and stuff to some of the new things I've been writing with Craig. It's interesting that like even things I'm writing with another person, that Ethan can come in and have another idea that expands it in a way that neither me nor Craig would have thought of. So we all have very good relaxed writing relationships, which is another rare thing.
Leave the egos at the door.
Not afraid to mess up in front of each other. He also has to listen to me talk about the sound I want and what kind of artist I want to be, and the look, everything from what the photo should look like to what the band should comprise of and all those things. So we're friends as well as musical padres.
Yeah.
Which helps.
So who you want to sound like varies from song to song?
Maybe just like the general vibe of it. And it took me a while to kind of figure that out. When I first started writing, again, I guess because they were breakup inspired songs, and I was playing by myself with an acoustic guitar, I got a lot of Taylor Swift references, but I'm much older than Taylor Swift and have had different life experiences. So I think now, 5 years later since I started writing, I kind of wanted a deeper, more authentic vibe to it, more of a darker tone. One thing that sort of I was putting together a list of cover songs, for instance, like my mythical future band would play. That would be good for my voice. I'll take Jolene as an example. That's a beautiful song, and I can sing it, and like was like, yeah, I should totally cover that. But then I was thinking about, if I do cover songs, I want them to match the persona that I want to have on stage. And like, would that character, and it's me, but it's like an extension of me, would that character sing those songs in her life? It's gonna sound bad, but kind of the epiphany I had with Jolene, for instance, and I was singing, I was like, you know what, I don't want to sing this song because I want to be Jolene. The character in my mind that I don't know if I've developed it, or it's like just kind of the feedback I'm getting from people in the community on how I'm perceived as an artist and as a person, is that kind of more like badass chick that's gonna come in and do what she wants. So I'm gonna own that.
So that's what you want your stage persona to be, the badass chick.
Yes. I mean, it kind of is already. I guess maybe not, I use the term badass. Not afraid and willing to kind of take things, the character, and again, it's me. Take things in my own hands and make it happen. And when you write music, like obviously you're going to write some things that express sadness or fragility, which is great, and vulnerability. I guess kind of the overall tone would be a little more taking control back and being more powerful, but rooted in yourself.
So you'd be vulnerable at times, but never a victim.
That's a really good description. Yeah.
So does this stage persona arise from characteristics which you bring?
Yes. I would say it's also where I'm at in my life right now. And obviously when you are a writer or singing songs, it's going to come somewhere from within. I mentally describe it this way because as someone, like I have a graphic design background, for instance, and when trying to put maybe marketing ideas together, I had to remove myself from the equation in order to really come up with something. Like marketing for the bands I've been in has been a lot easier with Lovely Locks or American Hologram because it's not just me, it's a separate entity even outside of ourselves. So in general, I think a lot of times as a singer-songwriter, it's hard to come up with marketing or promo or like how you want the photos to look or the style or the colors until you can separate your actual self from that and try to look at it from an outside perspective. So I think that's why I talk about the character or the stage persona. But it's still me, but it's definitely a little more polished and kind of put on, I guess. But to match the music as well. So it's coming from the music that I'm currently writing.
Now the colors of this persona are sharper, more distinct, maybe more black and white, certainly not pastels.
Certainly not pastels. In fact, pretty much only own black clothes now. A lot of dark colors. And then my hair is naturally red. It's true. But I do enjoy coloring it. So it has always different tones. I love kind of changing that, kind of playing, I guess, on the reds and blacks and like, but still keeping a deeper feel to the color palette overall. In the photography, even the lighting being more moodier and not as bright and cheerful, but having a more serious, authentic tone to it.
Will it be a more elegant black or will it be a more black leather jacket?
I love my black leather jacket. I have many black leather jackets. I guess technically they're pleather, they're fake. Vegan leather. Probably more black leather jacket, definitely. Maybe mixed with an elegant dress. Let's do a little combo.
Evening wear with a black leather jacket.
Exactly. That sounds about right. In fact, I think I've worn that. Tried to wear heels and then ended up just putting on my boots and my black leather jacket underneath.
You can only wear the jacket 2 months out of the year here.
Well, that's why I have the vest. I have black leather vests for the warmer seasons. And really that came about because I don't really like carrying purses. And it's a lot to keep up with when you're just out and about for me. And the thing with the jackets and the vests is they always have lots of pockets. And I can keep a lot of things in there. Even like shakers and random things. Because you never know when you need that. Or guitar picks. I crash a lot of gigs around town, so I like to be prepared just in case, whatever comes up.
Well, and you can have high-heeled boots.
I've learned, though, hanging out downtown near River Street a lot and walking up and down stairs that heels are not the most conducive to that lifestyle. So I've sort of gotten rid of them.
I'm still working on the image of the formal wear and the black leather jacket.
I'm going to make that happen.
Yeah. That gives an image of elegant, but don't mess around.
I like it. See, you're helping me. But I think my design training and skill set almost has impacted the music side, especially now that I was kind of telling you before about branding and being able to create my own website and art direct my own photos and the connections I made 8 years ago. I never thought, like, I went to April Hull at JW Salon who did my hair and I have my makeup done there as well, and I met her 8 years ago working at South Magazine doing fashion shoots. And it was funny because I told her, I was like, I never thought 8 years ago I would be doing this, first of all, writing my own music and using you to be like my style guru who, because she knows me and has seen me objectively to where she can give me advice as to what her professional opinion is as far as the way I should look to match the brand I want. And it's just interesting how all the pieces come together in life. And when you're doing something and you're meeting different people and networking, and you never really fully understand until later, I guess you don't have the hindsight to see it, but it's really nice and feels like full circle is a full circle moment is happening right now, where things that I've done throughout my 20s where I kind of just felt like I was aimlessly trying new things all the time, like just to do it, is now I'm using all of those skills and those connections to create what I see for myself now. It's been easy to balance. I kind of need it, actually.
I was just wondering, are there other musicians who basically can create their whole package? Because that's what you can do. I mean, the image you want to portray, you've designed that. As you said, you make decisions about publicity. You make undoubtedly decisions about album covers.
Right.
That all revolve around that graphic design background and the musician in you. Are there any other musicians that do that?
I think there are. Grimes does. She does everything pretty much. A lot of independent artists. MIA does her own cover art. I could do my own cover art. I've done other people's cover art, but I kind of like the idea of working with other artists. I have some ideas I've seen other people's work that I really want to collaborate with a lot of people. Just, it sort of takes it to a different level, and working with other people, they'll bring ideas that I wouldn't normally think about to do. I'm sure they exist, and I definitely think with the changing of the music industry, becoming more independent, and really, again, you having to take a lot of things in your own hands if you're just starting out in order to make it happen, that people are doing everything themselves. They have to. Really. Or learn how to do it. So many people locally, and myself included, are learning how to record. Home studios are on the rise. And it also has to do with technology and it being available to us.
It's cheaper too.
It is cheaper.
Financially.
But it's also a lot of work.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom's proud, I guess, that I'm using my art degree for something.
A very expensive art degree.
Oh, man.
Having your own studio,
Mm-hmm.
do you have to learn a lot about production? A lot about software?
You have to learn it all. And there's a reason why it's taking me a long time. I mean, luckily I have a lot of friends that are in the same boat and are learning the same things. Even like Ethan the other night came over and we recorded that duet we just played, and just to do it, and having someone else to even help me figure out what I'm doing wrong. Because it's more of just, I feel like, finding the errors, the human errors. Because it's something I'm doing wrong. But it takes me a while to figure it out. It's one of those applications for me, like I can read, and I have books and I watch videos all the time, but until I'm in there doing it, it doesn't really sink in until I've done it. But the great things about making mistakes is once I've made it and I've found the solution, is I will always remember that solution. So later, if that comes up again, or if another friend of mine has an issue, I'll be like, oh yeah, this is what you gotta do.
Could you give me an example?
Yeah, right now. We recorded some things and it has like a popping and clicking happening in the recording itself. It doesn't happen when I hear it back live and in the monitor. So I've learned that now I have recording software and a software for the monitoring side. So I didn't understand until I also talked to my dad, who's been a big help to send me some PDFs and things, that you have to adjust the latency and the recording speed in both softwares. So I wasn't doing that. So I need to adjust that, and then also cleaning off my hard drive right now on my actual computer and backing things up to external drives. So it's not running so much off of my actual laptop, because right now I'm using my laptop. Eventually I would love to get like a really souped up desktop and everything, but you work with what you got. And when I first started doing this, I made demos using my laptop with no microphone, just the built-in mic on GarageBand. So I have come a ways, at least. And I was using loops and everything that were pre-built, and I was making my own. That was before I know to play guitar or anything. So it's been a process, but I'm growing. And the community here is super supportive, which I love. Even like other studios that aren't home studios, I feel like they're still open to working with you as well. Even if you're going to record some at your house and then bring them over, I feel like they're open to that and want to help support the music industry locally. So that's been really nice. Everyone's learning together in a way, and that there are other people that know way more than I do, And luckily, people are humble enough and willing to help.
Would you consider the persona that you're working with a feminist persona?
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to try to make a feminist statement?
I don't think it's about making a statement. It just will be what it is. As far as feminism being the belief in the equality of the sexes, I wouldn't say it's pro-female. It's not non-male, I guess. But more of just being comfortable with yourself and honest and having the confidence to go out and achieve something that you want to do and not letting fear hold you back from that.
So it's really more of a position of equality.
Yes, I would say so.